Three, go.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Junel Hernando, and we are here to do a pre-trip inspection, and we are doing a SRS Academy. I'm here with Mr. Valentin and our cameraman Eliseo. Thank you. So I think I got this down, and this is just a recording for myself and for anyone who might need it, how to do a pre-trip inspection. And I think I passed it yesterday, so I'm just gonna do everything from the beginning to the end. So the first thing you want to do before you start, make sure the trucks is in the tires. And so once it's in there, you're gonna go into your truck. You have your keys. I'm gonna get rid of this for now. And when you get into your truck, always 3-point contact, which means there's always 3 points: feet, hands, handles, like that.
Yeah, go.
Okay, 3-point contact coming in the truck. Make sure you always have 3 points. And you could go as slow as you can, because if you're slow, make sure you're not missing anything. And before you do anything, always make sure seatbelt. So pick up the seatbelt and look at your passengers. And usually our instructor or the inspector will not wear their seatbelt. So you got to tell them, sir, please wear your seatbelt, or can you wear your seatbelt before I do anything? And I heard sometimes they won't actually fully click it, so you got to make sure they click. See it click? You could even pull it. Oh, see, like this guy, he's not putting it on. But Valentin, good job. You got to hear it click like that. Yeah. So start the engine, and the first thing you want to do is we're gonna pump the what do you call this? The air tank. So this is my air tank gauge right here. So we're just gonna pump it. So it's just gonna go up, and the first thing we're gonna listen to is the governor cutoff. So the governor cutoff should come in at about 125 psi. Gonna pump it. The governor cutoff. Let's say, and then at this time you could say to the inspector, I'm just pumping my air tanks, and the governor cutoff should come in about 125 psi. And at 125, I will hear a sound. It's like psst, something like that. And when you hear that, you know that your governor cutoff is working. So we're almost there. There you go. Did you hear that? I'm not sure if you heard that, but there was. So when you hear that, you said, okay, I can tell that my governor cutoff is working. I just heard it. So now I know my tank is fully charged and has enough air, and I'm ready to proceed with my brake test. And I'm gonna do that by turning off the engine. So turn off the engine, and then you're gonna put it in on position. So you're not starting it, just on position. And from there, I'm gonna turn this off for a second, because that's too loud. So from there, what you're gonna do is you're going to release the parking brake, and you're gonna press the brake, and you're gonna see the needle move. And as soon as the needle stops moving, you're gonna have to time it for 60 seconds. And I'm gonna say to the inspector, right now the needle has stopped moving, and I'm ready to test my service brake to make sure it will not lose more than 3 psi. And I'm gonna you could ask the inspector saying, would you like to start the timer, or would you like me to time it? Sir, would you like to start? It's the assigned timer. Thank you very much. So 60 seconds could start right now. Okay. So for the sake of time, we're gonna say 60 seconds is up. So the inspector will say,
The 60 seconds is up, sir.
all right, thank you very much. So I know, as I observed, for 60 seconds, the needle did not lose more than 3 psi. So I know that I don't have any leaks. in my air system. So with that said, I'm gonna go proceed to check my what do you call this, the alarm, low air pressure alarm, and I'm going to do that by pumping my brakes. And the low pressure alarm should come on before it goes below 55 psi. And you will see right here, there's the brake light, and it stopped. So I'm gonna keep pumping. There you go, it stopped again. So do it a little bit more until it stays steady. So like that. Now it's steady. So I will say to the inspector, I was gonna tell him, okay, my service brake alarm went on in about 60 psi, and so I know that the alarm is working properly. Okay. And it stopped. I don't know why. So you just keep pumping. There you go. So it's about the same, 60 psi, and I know it's working. And now I'm gonna continue to test my parking brake. That should pop up when it reaches 20 to 40 psi. And you can just say all that to the inspector and it should pop up by now. It's like magic. Boom, like there. So it popped up, and you're gonna say, okay, I could see that the parking brake popped up in 24 psi. And so I know that it's working properly. So now I'm gonna go and proceed with further testing my parking brake and my service brake. And then you're gonna say, but before I could do that, I'm gonna turn off my engine and put my chocks on. Oh, I mean remove my chocks, because my chocks is currently, the wheel chuck is currently in the tire. So you're gonna do that and make sure you remove your keys. And then take off your seatbelt and say, I'll be back. I'm just gonna remove my wheel chucks. And this is very important. When you go down, make sure you're doing your 3-point contact as well. Because you could fail if you're not on 3-point contact, either going in and out. So I'll be back. I'm just gonna take off my wheel chucks. All right, wheel chucks has been removed and stored away properly. And I'm coming back in with 3-point contact as well. Ensure there's always 3. Close the door. And every time I come in, I put my seatbelt on, and I ask the inspector to make sure I'm just double checking your seatbelt secure, and to make sure it's secure. And if you feel good about that, I'll go ahead and start the engine. Because we just drained all the air, we're gonna wait until the air gets filled again, and this could take a minute because it takes some time to build it up. As you can see, it's gonna build back up. So while it's building up, what I do is I just say, while it's building up, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test my parking brake and service brake to make sure that it is working. And I will do that by keeping my parking brake on and going into drive and pressing it to make sure I don't move. If I don't move, that tells me that my parking brake is working, and I'm just gonna feel a tug while I press my accelerator. And I usually just say, okay, now we're at about 75 psi. And you're just gonna chill. Just wait. Could dance a little bit. It's gonna go. Now it's at 75 psi. So I think this is helpful for me to remember when doing things, as if I'm teaching you or the camera. That's why we're doing it, because it's helping me solidify in my brain what are the steps and the proper steps. So now we're at about 100 psi, and I have a cheat sheet, and the instructor said that you could use this and you just follow this step by step. So as you can see, the first 3 steps right here is the air and our hydraulic brake check, parking and trailer brake check, service brake check. So that's what I've been doing all now, is doing the brake. So that's the first thing you want to do. And then later on, when we're done with service brake, we're gonna do to the rest of the in-cabin inspection, in-vehicle and engine start. So right now we're in about 125 psi, 130. So I'm waiting to hear again the governor cut off. You should hear it. It goes like that. So it's getting close. Just gonna keep pumping. There you go. I don't know if you heard that, but I heard that like that, and it's very obvious. So I know that our air tank is full. Governor cutoff is working properly well. So I'll press my brake, and now we're testing the parking brake. I'm not going to push it down to make sure it's the brakes, parking brakes are engaged. And now I'm gonna put it on drive. You wait until it's in gear. So when this tells 1, that means you're in the first gear, I'm assuming. So now I'm gonna press the accelerator, and we're gonna feel it. I usually do it 3 times. So, and you feel it. So you feel it like move, but it's stopping. So that tells me, I'm gonna say, that my parking brake is working properly. So that's good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and test my service brake, and for me to do that, I'm gonna release my parking brake, and then I'm gonna go about 5 miles per hour forward, and I'm gonna apply my service brake, and I'm gonna observe my steering wheel to make sure it doesn't pull to the left or to the right. And when I do that, the first time I failed because my hands weren't on the steering wheel when I did this test. So make sure your hands are on the steering wheel. And I'm gonna tell these guys that I'm just gonna move forward. You wanna tell these guys I'm just gonna move forward?
Hey, we're gonna move forward a bit. So just watch out.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 5 miles per hour, and I'm gonna apply my accelerator now. 5 miles an hour, and I'm gonna apply my service brake. There you go. I applied my service brake, and it feels good. There's no pull to the left or the right. So I'm saying this to the inspector, saying I felt good. There's no pull to the left and right, which tells me there's nothing wrong with my brakes, or there's no signs wrong with my suspension, and I feel good about that. So now I'm just gonna go reverse, go to my original position to continue the rest of my inspection. There you go. I push my brake and put the neutral and your parking brake. And now I am done with my brake test, and I'm gonna go ahead and continue with lighting indicators. But before I do that, and this is very important, you got to put your chocks back on. So I'm gonna say, before I continue with the rest of my inspection, I'm going to put my wheel chocks back on. And then you're gonna do that same thing. You're gonna turn off your engine, remove the key. This is like one time I forgot to remove the key, and seatbelt removed, and say I'll be back after I put my wheel chocks on. And getting out, remember again, 3-point contact. It's very important. Going down like that. Then you're going to put your chocks. Now wheel chocks are set in place, and going back into the cabin with 3-point contact. There you go. That's good. And again, every time you come in, first thing to do is seatbelt. Wear your seatbelt and double check seatbelt. He said, "Sir, you have your seatbelt on?"
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, thank you. And make sure it's always seatbelt on. And then I'm gonna go ahead. It's like you could put it this time. You could put it on, or you could start it. So I'm just gonna put it in on position. I'm not gonna start to do the rest of the inspection. So as you go here, you just go by the line. says lighting indicator. So lighting indicator, which means your sign. So the way I do that, okay, I'm now testing my lighting indicator. I'm putting on the left signal. I can see the left light is blinking. Indicator, right signal, right light blinking indicator working. So I know that's working properly. And I put on my hazards. And both left and right are blinking properly. So that's working. I'm going to turn on my lights. Okay, seems like I turn on, and then the bright lights. My bright light indicator looks like it's working, so I know that my lighting are working properly. Next item, emergency equipment. So you're going to talk about emergency equipment. So my emergency equipment is under the seat, and there's 3 emergency equipment. The first thing I'm going to say is my emergency equipment. I have fuse of every spare, every kind of spare in my under the seat. I have my triangles, 3 kinds of triangles, reflector triangles in its proper color, which is amber. And then I have my fire extinguisher is properly mounted and secure, which is fully charged, and it has its pin in place. And what I do is I ask them, would you like to see them? And the inspector, and the instructor said, no, it's okay. It sounds good. So now you're done with checking your emergency equipment. And then next thing, windshield and traffic monitoring devices. So windshield, my windshield is clear. And right now, because I have something in there, I tell the inspector, when I'm going to drive, I'm going to remove that. Would you like me to remove this, sir?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes. So he said yes. Earlier when he said not to, he said don't worry about it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You want, but I could remove it now because our inspector, Mr. Valentin, said to remove it. Sorry, I can't reach that. Would you like to reach that for me? All right. So remove. Make sure everything is clear and clean. There's no obstruction of view. Oh, even this one. All right. Remove that. Now it's in clear. I put my seatbelt back on because I removed it. I don't see any cracks or damage. It's clean, and it's in proper place, and it's in good condition. So after I do my lenses, I go to the side mirror. My side mirror is probably mounted and secure. There's no cracks or damage, both my left and my right. And this is important because I forgot this before. You're gonna say, and currently my side mirror left and right is set to my view as a driver, and it looks well as my mirror on my hood. It is set to my view, and it's set up properly. So you're done with that. The windshield. Now I'm gonna go here, wiper and washer. So my wipers is working properly, and you're gonna press the fluid. Right now we don't have a fluid, but assuming that there's fluid coming out, and my fluid's coming out properly, and it's wiping properly, and my blades looks great. There's no crack or damage, and it's wiping flat on my windshield, so I know that is working properly. Next, the heater and defroster. So I'm gonna test my heater and defroster. So you turn on your heater first, you feel it, make sure it's hot coming out. Yes, I can feel the hot, so I know my heater is working, and I'm putting it on defroster. And now you're gonna feel the air from here. I can feel the air, and it's hot, and I know that is working properly, and I will just turn it off. So I know that it's working well. And my horn, say press your horn, my city horn, beep beep, and my air horn. So this is really not working, but assuming it's work, beep beep, and then you do your horn and you say my horn, city horn, and air horn are working properly, so I know that is in good condition. And now I am ready to test my exterior lights. So you're gonna ask the inspector, Mr. Inspector, I'm ready to do my exterior lights. Would you mind helping me and checking that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So the inspector is gonna go down and will signal you what lights to do, so he will check that. It is pretty easy because you just do what he say. So there's Valentin. He's gonna tell me what light to do. So he's saying me to do left, so I'm gonna do my left. and said it's good. I'm gonna go right, say it's good, and then the flashers for both, so the hazard. So I said it's good. Oh, forgot my headlights, sir. My headlights. There you go, headlights.
And clearance light.
And let's go up. There you go. So he's checking that. So you just follow what the inspector would say, left and right. Right now he's doing the left. Okay, and then the right. And he's gonna do the flashers. And oh, he wants to do the brake. So I press the brake, and then you do the flashers. So it's working properly. So he's gonna go around, and he's gonna say, yep, it looks good. So now we're done with inspecting of the light, so I'm gonna go down and do the rest of the inspection. All right, I'm gonna go down to the rest of the inspection. All right, now that we are done, we're gonna do the inspection. First, you stand in the front. The first thing I'm gonna say, I'm observing my truck. It's not leaning to the left, it's not leaning to the right. So I know that my suspension is going well. And then right here, while you're standing here, you're gonna check lenses. So I'm observing my lenses. My lenses are properly mounted and secure. There's no crack or damage. My headlights are good, and my clearance light on the top. And you say, and I observe that it's in its proper color. So now I'm gonna go in and open my hood, check under the hood. So I'm gonna lift this up. All right. So now we're always gonna start on this side. So now, okay, this is where we're gonna fluid levels. I always start with the fluid levels. So my coolant reservoir and windshield reservoir looks properly mounted and secure. I don't see any cracks or damage. And as I observe, there's no signs of leakage. And I don't hear any sound of leakage for any of the pipes. I'm also observing at the floor. I don't see any leaks or damage. So that looks good to me. And as a general, all the wires and the tubes, I don't see, there's no signs of abrasion, bumps, or cuts. And there's no sound of any leakage, or I don't see signs of any leakage. And my air filter is properly mounted and secure, and I don't see any damage. And since you see the frame, I'm gonna say I could observe my frame is properly mounted and secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, and I don't see any illegal welds, and that's good. And I'm gonna go to the other side. Now I'm here on the other side. I'm gonna do practically the same thing, but just more details. So I'm looking at this other side. First thing, my power steering fluid looks properly mounted and secure. I don't see any damage, not bent, broken, or cracked, and I don't see any signs of leakage. Here is my dipstick. What I would do is I would pull it out, and I'm just saying this, you don't need to pull it out, but I'm just saying, what I would do is I would pull it out, wipe the stick, put it back in, and test the gauge to make sure it doesn't go below or over the required amount. And if it's losing any oil, I'm gonna put it on top. And I have checked that, and it's properly, it's not bent, broken, and cracked, and the seal is working properly. And I usually just go from top to the bottom. But before I do that, I would say, as a general overview, all hardware, just to cover everything, is properly mounted and secure, and it's not bent, broken, or cracked. And all the hoses and wires, I don't see signs of abrasion, bumps, or cuts, and it's all working properly. I'm gonna go from the top. This one is the steering column. The steering column is properly mounted and secure, and it's not bent, broken, or cracked. The gearbox is properly mounted and secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, and I don't see any signs of leakage of the power steering fluid. The cords and the pipes I mean the tubes and there's no signs of abrasion, bends or cuts. The pitman arm is properly mounted and secure. I don't see any signs of leakage. I mean, it's probably mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. I'm trying to remember what this is. The drag link, I believe. Yeah, the drag link is properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. The control arm is properly mounted and secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. The castle nuts and cutter pin is properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, and cracked. Same as here. Castle nut and crack pin. And there's another one back here where the control arm is. It's properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, and cracked. The air canister is properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. And I don't hear any leaks on it. And this one is the slack adjuster. It's properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. And right here is the push rod. It's properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. So, and then you go to your leaf spring. It's properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. And I don't see any scissors. So I know that's working properly. The leaf spring hanger right here and on the back is properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. And the U-bolts that's holding the leaf spring is probably mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. And my frame that I can see right here is probably mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. And I don't see any illegal welds. And then you go into your rims. Before you go into your rims, you're gonna go to your brakes right here. You're gonna say the brakes is clean and clear of any debris or any contaminants. And this is the one thing I forgot. And the brake pads. The brake pads is at least 1/4 thickness. And I know that that is good. And now my rims inside. It's properly mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. And I don't see any damage. And I don't hear any leakage of air. And now we're going to go to my tires. The interior of the tires. There's no abrasion, bumps, or cuts. Now my wheels, there's no abrasion, bumps, or cuts, and I could see that there's no uneven wear, and there's at least 432 of depth. Is that right? Thread. And then the exterior of the wheels. I don't see any signs of abrasion, bumps, or cuts. The rims is there's no damage, and I don't see any cracks, and I don't see I don't hear any sounds of leakage. The bolts are complete. It's properly mounted and secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, and I don't see any signs of loose. And this is what you say. If there's signs of loose, I would see any shiny part on the thread or on the back. And since I don't see that, I know it's properly mounted and secure, and it's not loose. And you could say the hub seal, but I didn't do that on my test, so I think it's okay. But you could say it's probably mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. And I think I'm done right here. Did I forget anything? Yes, I forgot the shocks. So the shocks, we missed this one. So I said, you just say the shocks is probably mounted and secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. And I don't see any signs of leakage. And they say if there's a sign of leakage, if it's wet or leaking, that means there's shocks is not good. But I don't see that, so I know that that's good, working in good condition. I think that's everything in here. And as you go forward, the first thing I see is the def. The def cap is in good condition. I can see the rubber. There's no signs of abrasion, bumps, or cuts, and it's in good condition, and it locks properly. The gas tank, the chain is properly mounted secure, and the rubber is, and the seal is, there's no abrasion, bumps, or cuts, and it works properly. And from here, the battery is right here. The battery is properly mounted and secure. I don't see any signs of corrosion, and the wires to the battery, I don't see any signs of abrasion, bumps, or cuts. So I know that that is working great. And now we go move forward. First thing I see are the lights on this side. The lights is properly mounted secure, and it's in proper color. I don't see any damage. The the bed frame or the headboard is probably mounted secure. I don't see any damage on it. And I go under before I go to the side. And here underneath our frame is probably mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. I don't see any illegal welds. And then you go to your cross members. That's what it's called. So the cross members probably mounted secure. It's not bent, broken, or cracked, and I don't see any illegal welds. And you're done underneath. And on the side, the DOT reflector sticker is properly on, and it is covering more than 50%, and I don't see more than 15% damage. So you just say those things. It's covering more than 50%. I don't see any more than 15% damage, and that's good. The lights is working properly mounted secure, and you're good right here. And now you go to the back. So the back, you could say the DOT stickers covering 100%, and there's no more than 50% damage. And the lights, you see the lights in here, it's properly mounted secure, it's not bent, broken, or cracked, and it's in its proper color. And the license plate is not bent, broken, or cracked, it's probably mounted and secure. The lights on the license plate is probably mounted secure, it's not bent, broken, or cracked. And you say that completes my pre-trip inspection. So I hope that's helpful for you. That's helpful for me. Good luck.